I'm going to tell you everything that I feel like I can think of to tell you about Mario Fortuny. He was born in Granada, Spain, to an extremely artistic family. His father was a very famous painter to Isabella, the Queen of Spain. His paintings are everywhere throughout Spain. And his mother, she came from also a very artistic family, but in Paris, French artists. So he already was surrounded with incredible kind of visuals his whole life. So he grew up being inspired by Arabic and Asian everything, but in particular textiles. His father's painting studio, as well as his own, was just, there are pictures in the Fortuny book that I hope you'll all look at, where the fabrics were just swathed across the ceiling and light everywhere, and he just grew up with incredible fabric. He was a painter, a set designer, a lighting designer, an architect. He invented inks, paints. He invented the first system for screen printing on a rotary kind of apparatus, and just was very much an inventor and an artist. He did not in any way, shape, or form ever consider himself a fashion designer, because fashion designers deal with what season, what place, and built-in obsolescence, and he wasn't into any of that. In fact, he patented 3 things. They were inventions to him. And the first one was a Gnosis scarf, which is K, silent K, N-O-S-S-O-S. And it was a very, very shockingly famous kind of thing. And then he came along with what you guys will always remember as probably the first truly modern dress. And this is his patent for it. And it was called the Delphos. He covered them with glass beads from Murano. And the glass beads he put on the Delphos for 2 reasons. And as you guys get up and walk around in a minute, you'll see them all over the clothes. They had 2 purposes. One was they're very ornamented and beautiful, like jewelry. And they also help to weight the dress down so that it clung to the contours of the body. Other shocking things about this dress was that this dress was meant to be worn with absolutely nothing under it. It was meant to cover your feet, so it was all just about your face and your body, and no ornamentation really, just the woman. This pleating that Mariano Fortuny's famous for is also patented, and in the Fortuny book you can see drawings very much like this of the machine that he invented that did this. So he thought of himself as an inventor who did these 3 things. And ultimately, the printing happened as a result of just his influence, these really subtle color schemes that he got because he was a painter, and that he studied Arabic and Asian patterns and came up with this beautiful process of printing on velvet. So he worked on silk and on velvet, and the velvet were always cloaks and jackets and capes. He did print a little bit on silk. Here's one of his silk prints. But I mean, incredibly modern, that everything was built on a square, much like my shirt. These textiles are from Mario Fortuny's very early collection in the 1900s. In Venice, even to this day, they have mask balls. And it's a very famous kind of thing that happens every year in Venice. And he feels like this was made for a ball because it's got elasticated pants. And Mario Fortuny did not make pants. These clothes came in a Mario Fortuny bag. They're rolled, twisted, and rolled into a ball. And that's how they stay. And when they undo the balls and slip them over the forms, this is how they look. And that's another remarkable thing. I mean, definitely no pleating would ever be able to function this well. Apparently they're just as crisp as the day that they were made.